I thought we could make crab cakes today while I talk about how you can make money abroad. I have all of the ingredients in front of me, and this is actually my first time making crab cakes, so wish me luck. Hi, my name is Selena, and I am an international teacher. For the last 2 years, I was teaching first grade in Kenya, and now I am in Texas visiting my family. So this is why I have more free time to kind of make some things. So how can you live and work abroad? But first, let's get started with the crab cakes. In a small bowl, it says whisk an egg. We have an egg, mayonnaise here. It calls for Dijon mustard, which I don't have, so we have regular mustard, and hopefully it turns out fine. And then we have Worcestershire sauce. Who even knows how to say that? And hot sauce. Right, so I'm going to mix all of these in a bowl. And oh darn. Okay, it says a 1/3 cup of mayo. Let's get that. We have our 1/3 cup. Now we're gonna put some mayo in there. All right, so to talk a little bit about my journey, right? So I love to travel and have always wanted to travel. And I also always wanted to live abroad. I was working in the nonprofit world for a while, and I just was having a hard time financially. So I ended up going to the public school system here in Texas. After about a couple of years, I knew that I wanted to try and live back abroad, but in a better scenario. So with more financial standing. Oops. This is so messy. I don't know how people do this. Okay. Gross. I actually really don't like mayonnaise. We're going to put that in there. Yeah, so I love to travel, and I knew that I wanted to live and work abroad, but wasn't sure how. And the benefit of me traveling a lot, I met different types of people all around the world who had really cool jobs, and that included other teachers. These teachers told me about entering the international school circuit, and that way I could still live abroad, have a steady job and income, and travel. And that sounded like the perfect combination for me. So I started researching international schools. Okay, next we need mustard. It says 2 tablespoons of mustard. I'm honestly just going to eyeball it because I don't really like mustard. So if there's less mustard, it's perfect for me. Let's do some mustard in here. That probably isn't 2 tablespoons, so I'll do a little bit extra like that. Okay, and then we need some Worcestershire sauce. This says 2 teaspoons. I feel like this is probably 2 teaspoons. I'm just gonna use my finger. Listen, this is very homemade. You know, I've already washed my hands, so we're all good. Okay, let's get this opened. All right, we have the Worcestershire sauce. So to help us get started, I would say that you first want to make sure that you have work experience. You want to be in the classroom for at least 2 to 3 years before you even think about applying to an international school. Another thing I would say is to invest in yourself before you're invested in. What I mean by this is that you should go to professional development, make sure you're working on your relationships at school, cultivating those relationships. You want to be strengthening the areas that you feel like you could improve on in the classroom. So if that for you is classroom management, analyzing and utilizing your classroom data, or even your time management, work on that before you think about working abroad. Another thing is your CV. Especially when you start applying to different schools abroad, some areas and some countries are way more competitive than others. And if you don't have a very strong CV, then you're immediately going to get overlooked. For some hot sauce, I'm just going to put a little bit in there. Or maybe a lot. I like hot sauce. We'll just do a little bit more. Okay. And we're going to mix this all together. We're going to whisk it until it's smooth. So I'm showing you like that. Black pepper, I don't know why. So I'm only just going to put like a little bit. And then I'll add salt. So this is all mixed up. We're going to move on to the crab meat and then the final step. Yee, I'm excited. Let's move on to the third step in our crab making, and I can talk more about how you can find your teaching job abroad. Now I have my crab meat, and we are going to put this into a big bowl, if I can get it open. I have some scissors right here. I have my panko, and it says I need a 3/4 cup, so we're going to do that right now. Here's 1/4 of a cup. We have our breadcrumbs here. Have our breadcrumbs, and I'm going to put in the crab meat. I'm going to use the same small spoon because I don't want to create a lot of dishes since it's me having to clean up after all of this. I couldn't find any parsley, and honestly, it's not a big deal because I don't really like parsley anyway, so it's fine. Again, we're just trying to make this work. It's my first time, and I feel like it's going to come out good either way. And if not, you just kind of put it in some sauce, and sauce makes everything better. I think. Okay, so let's review what we've talked about so far. If you are a certified teacher, before you even begin applying to jobs abroad or international schools, one, you want to begin investing in yourself, really take advantage of the professional development, the leadership roles at your school, and furthering your own education. I think that's so important. Second, you want to foster those relationships within your school community. So that is getting along with your principal, the superintendent, your grade level team, your teacher mentor. Having all those people on your side when you begin to apply for these international schools is so important. Why? Because they will be the ones writing your reference letters, emailing the schools back for a reference, writing your experience letters, all of that. You can start working on your interview skills. Understand how you are as a teacher, who you are as a teacher, and of course that infamous why. Why did you become a teacher? That is going to be really important. You can see here, I've really been mixing this a lot, and I think it's time to add the other mixture. So we're going to do that really quickly. I'm going to mix this in and fold it in. That's what it says. Here are my crab cakes. They're more like crab crumbles, and there's some cakes in there, but honestly, for my first time, they taste really good, and I'm not mad at it. I think I could use it like in a salad or make a taco out of it, something like that, but they taste really good. Anyway, to conclude today's video about how you can start your dream life abroad as a teacher and get paid for it, I hope my tips were helpful. If you have any questions or want to know more information, please leave it down below in the comment section. And of course, you can always book a one-on-one call with me, and I can help guide you along the way and provide additional support for your teaching journey. So until next time, bye!